So some games. I want to play some. I want to play some casual games. Something nice and easy.
Yeah,
Something chill.
yeah. I mean,
Feel like into it.
honestly, I'm down for whatever. I've been playing a lot of Mountain Vargath and Crimson Order just because tournament is coming up, and I feel like I just need to get more games in with these guys.
Yeah.
Also realized I'm not ranked, or I guess I'm not top 25, so I've just been public queuing into that madness, trying to get on the board here.
Yeah. Yeah. People have been coming out with a lot of takes about. I feel like Crimson Order in particular.
Yeah,
People. It seems like people are. Well, I'm curious what you think. My take so far is like it feels like another Fungal Dwarves to me. Of like I'm like, oh boy, I'm really excited about this faction, and then everyone's like, I hate it, stop playing it. And I'm like, oh geez.
Um,
What's your take on the whole thing?
I mean, I think they're very annoying because they just put a lot of things in your way. And I mean, really, if you're a deck that struggles to deal with Swarm, you're just gonna hate the Crimson Order. They have such a easy way to keep up their economy. They don't have to manage boost. They don't have to like carrier chain. They don't have to do any nonsense. It's really just can Daymar hit a target and do you have cultist? And sometimes you don't even need to go that far. You just need to roll a lightning bolt symbol every here and that now, and you probably win the econ game. Um, I think and I'm taking them to the tournament, so I feel like they're competitive enough, but I think they're kind of probably mid tier in most matchups just because and maybe this is just my play style, but they really lack mobility. Like they have zero movement skills. And so really if you're calculating it well enough, you can pretty much avoid a lot of damage every turn, especially if you have like mobility in the attack phase. Um, and decks that have a lot of mobility can really just kite or outmaneuver Crimson Order so that even if they do swarm that's kind of just offset by you playing more cards, um, since they give you so much magic. So I don't think they're OP by any means. I'd probably put them at like maybe high B tier. But I do think for decks that struggle with mobility or I guess re-stealing positions, they're a nuisance because Daymar can just clog gates, they can convert units, and really just play sort of like a weird econ cave goblins game. So
Yeah. That's that's interesting. I mean that reminds me of Fungal Dwarves. Like as you're it's just like it's this crazy faction, get a ton of units on the board, crazy at econ, but no movement shenanigans, and I'm like, huh, that reminds me of something. Um
yeah, yeah. But even I feel like Fungal Dwarves is a little bit. They have demand, they have stim shrooms, and then just the fact that they can infect pretty reliably, it kind of extends their threat range. Crimson Order doesn't really. I mean, I guess they have convert, but outside of that, they really just don't have ways to reach you if you're just playing a super defensive turtle game. Um, but it's more consistent. I guess you can just spawn a cultist next to Daymar every turn, but it's an interesting trade-off. But I can definitely see why people hate playing against it because it is a very grindy game.
yeah, yeah. Well, now you've gotten me curious to try to take Crimson Order against you and see how I do. Uh, since you've been grinding, practicing, trying to understand the both better.
Yeah, sure. You can. You have any preference on what I play?
Um, no, whatever you think will be fun.
Hmm.
And I might set the game to 45 minutes. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. Get it, get it done. Yeah, I wonder like, yeah, it's still I'm just a very I guess I'm a very skeptical person when it comes to like balance and discussions. Like, I don't feel like I really want to weigh in on any sort of balance discussions until like months into playing a faction. Well, I know like, and maybe that's because I kind of learned them slower too. Like, I'm sure you've played quite a bit more games than I have.
Oh, is that the link? Yep, I see it.
That's the link. Whatever. What are we doing now? We're playing against Prophet. Um, Oh, I see another question in the chat. What's your opinion on the Vanguards versus Polar Dwarves matchup?
Oh man,
Hmm.
that's I think I think it leans Vanguards now. And that's probably twofold. Vanguard's got buff, so that 3 AV is competitive. And then just Ice Ram not affecting summoners really did a number on the Vanguard, or yeah, I guess Savara's ability to really do anything on summoner heavy involved decks. And I think Sarah can take a lot more risk. And the problem with Polar Dwarves I found is that they don't have any surprise in damage. And so it ends up being kind of predictable what they can do. And without Ice Ram really being a threat to Sarah, she can take a lot more aggressive positions and just hit a couple of units, and then just stay back and just trade that way. I don't think I feel like Polar Dwarves are kind of in this not so great spot now. I mean, Phoenix Elves got buffed to be able to hurt structures. I mean, Shadow Elves came out that they just absolutely wreck gates. Um, it just I don't know. They used to be the top dog, and it just feels a little weaker to me now. But
That's that's funny. Yeah, well, that's a hot take. I mean, I can totally buy it. They still have like so many things that like Parapet still feels like absolutely insane to me.
mhm.
And just all of their units being so high health. I sort of figured people were kind of sleeping on them because of the nerf, but they're still up there.
Oh, okay, looks like we're in. Oh, it's on me.
Uh,
Hmm. I don't like this.
Polar Dwarfs in general, I feel like are a faction that I never fully figured out from the master set. Like, do you find yourself being, and I'm sorry to talk while, while you're taking a turn, like, do you find yourself being aggressive or defensive with the Polar Dwarves?
I'll be honest. I don't play all too much Polar Dwarves, but when I
Yeah.
do, I try to play semi defensive, where I'm like trying to stack gates or parapets on the fourth row, and try to fight for the midfield. But really, it's hard to be super offensive with Savara because she's very position heavy with some of her units. And it's pushing into the enemy field just doesn't feel as great as them pushing into you, because the Polar Dwarves, in my opinion, their worst nightmare is your enemy gates, because they can't shove it. They don't have a lot of damage to deal with it. Ram can't get through it, so it pushing into an area where you can drop gates to kind of like create the battlefield as you want it. Doesn't doesn't feel too great on with Savara. I feel like her best things are to shoot back, like stay back, gain magic, put out Jarman and parapets, and kind of work that way. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and play.
Yeah, no, no. Sorry to force you to. That's interesting. That's interesting. Like, cause I feel like I've had a similar thing where I've always thought of her as just like, oh, I'm just gonna chill back with my parapets. But more recently, I've started to wonder. It's like maybe actually I don't have as much of a range advantage as I think, and it's actually more about like getting in there with bear calves and ice smiths and stuff. No gate, two spaces up, and no gate with cool deck. Maybe release this for us. We'll see.
Love it.
Hey, I mean it died.
Oh my god. Hmm.
Really? Wow. I'm expecting release the spores or something to
No,
make me scared.
my hand is trash. I
Yeah, no. I get it. Hmm. Do I even want to attack with Daymar here? Maybe I just don't care. I feel like I probably care, at least a little bit. Let's get in there, get some early damage on you or something. Well, and we'll hope we make it. And so you only have two cards in the discard there. So you had a tough hand, but still held it. I see.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like fungal dwarfs. I used to really be like all about them, but lately in competitive games, I find myself like struggling more and more with them just because they have such a very strict requirement on like what you need in the hand and discard at all times.
Hmm. Yeah, I've been I've been feeling similarly, and talking with Aaron. He said similar things. I don't know. Somehow recently, Cool Ducks just felt tougher and tougher.
Yeah.
I always notice that you and Aaron, and again, like, please ignore me when I'm just rambling if you get when you're thinking, but like that, it seems like you and Aaron will be a lot more comfortable like holding on to stuff and playing it slow with Cool Doc, while I'll just like burn as fast as I can to try to get the engine churning.
I'll tell you what my starting hand is, and then you let me know what
Yeah,
I should,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it was I was like, of course. Oh, this is all bad.
I had always like the very first time I had read Cool Doc, I had wished that Release the Spores was like designed so that it could pull stuff out of your deck as well as discard pile.
That would be great.
Or just
That
like
would be
and I know it'd be a buff, so like you'd want to like balance the deck around that, so like to nerf other things, but see, and now Daymar without any cultists in hand. What do I do? All right, I think I gotta take the fight to you or something. Might just attack
I'm
with
like,
Daymar anyway. Sorry.
how did I take so much damage?
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Hmm. Do I need to do more than just because like my first instinct is just to throw a bunch of units at you, and then I'm like, wait, it's the fungal dwarves. Do I need to like be more careful or something? And then I think again, and I'm like, I don't care. Let's just go. Let's just go. Yeah. This is kind of weird. I'm just doing this to buff this one warrior. Yeah, why not? And then Daymar, and then I guess you could demand a mage on me, but yeah, it's probably we'll survive. We'll survive.
Wow. What are the
That
odds?
that is the skill difference. uh, we're gonna need rolls like that. All right,
Lord have mercy.
this one's gonna need this 2-on-2 as well. Gosh darn
Oh,
it.
there is justice in this world. My God.
I'm very upset by it personally. Wait a second. Do, 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 do. Thinking about things. I just want to discard it. I'm just gonna discard it. I don't care. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. What did Chase say? Chase is yelling at me for discarding something earlier. Chase, have you guys talked about what you're bringing to base decks tourney?
Kind of. I mean, I'm bringing what was this? Crimson Order, Mountain Vargath. So I'm taking the 2 new decks, and
You're
then
bringing both of them.
Yeah, I
Wow,
like them.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I think Mountain Vargath is probably stronger, but Crimson Order has its moments.
I love to hear you say that because it's just so many wild takes out there. Just everyone's like, I feel like most people that I've heard have come down on Mountain Vargath seems weak. And I've played like 6 or 7 games total with them. So
Really, yeah, it's they. I don't know. I've played a couple of games recently. They feel pretty good. Might just be the games I'm playing. I don't know. People have a lot of opinions nowadays, but
yeah,
is this okay? Can I do this? I don't feel bad if I don't do it.
no, I'll be excited to take see you take both. I know you said in the past that you try to like get one up to snuff for a tournament.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to make them both this time.
Oh, what do I want? Would you believe me if I said I only was working with one carrier?
And you still got it in there.
Yeah, I had to kill him first, just so I can bring him back. Oh man, this is why I can't take these guys.
And yet you're still gonna like it's like all the odds will be set against you, and it's still gonna you'll still prevail somehow with
It's
that profit
so
magic.
stressful though. It's like
Yeah. Oh, and you said sand goblins as well.
Yeah, Sand Goblins. Sand Goblins is pretty much probably going to be one of my like go-to decks, just because I feel like they're fun. They have a lot of different tools. They deal with a lot of different things. Okay, like they can deal with swarm. They can deal with they can play defense and offense well. And then High Elves, I'm still riding the high from last season. I feel like they're pretty strong. So I just want to give them another shot. Fungal Doors, it makes me upset sometimes.
Yeah. Your high elves scare me. I I feel like I've kind of I haven't played too much high elves, and I just I'm scared. I don't know what to do against that. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. It's kind of how I felt like with cloaks when they first came out. Like it's just like I don't know how to play with them. Like when I play with them, I feel like I can never get the combos to work, and then when I play against them, it's just like I just died, and I have no idea how.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
how high elves are feeling these days. And sand goblins have grown on me. Like ever since I sort of learned the playstyle of just like sitting back and turtling and laughing the whole time. Um, I don't know. Is that what you'd say your default method is with them, or do you like to go more aggressive sometimes?
Yeah, I'd say like probably playing defensive early on, and then you kind of need your thruster to get your game plan going on. Otherwise you're in a for a pretty bad time. Just because I feel like their kind of mischievousness is what keeps them in the game. If you don't draw your thrusters or any of your upgrades for that matter, then you're kind of in a tough spot because I mean your units don't really perform all too well, and then Crust is pretty fragile, so you can't really use him too much for combat. Oh jeez, dude. I was thinking, oh, maybe you whiffed. I stand a chance. Nope, transfuse is a thing.
It is kind of the ultimate BM.
Yep, yep. Oh, okay, okay. Surely. Oh, thank God. Wow. This warrior is so strong.
Warriors are a little nuts.
Yeah, they. You play all of them. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah. I think I voted for this matchup for the league actually.
Some of the Doors versus Crimson Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 14 game day game for sure.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have trying to make the game simpler this time. It seemed I don't know. It seemed fun though because like Kulak will be good at getting infects, but Crimson Order is just good at everything. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know though. Last time the league matchups were crazy. I could not do them by the end of that.
Oh,
This is
Fungal Doors versus Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, that one was nuts.
oh my god. That's where I started to lose it.
So Vexer and I, we play a lot of practice games for the league, and I
Yeah.
think for that week he was just like, I'm not really trying to play a practice game. Can I just like look at some videos? I was like, yeah, I don't want to play this as a practice game because it's just gonna be like a
Yeah.
super grindy long match, and we're just like kind of
Yeah.
busy with stuff. So,
Yeah. I understand. Okay. How do I keep the pressure on without overextending? Because like to a certain extent, I have you where I want you. Like you're being forced to set up behind, not in the mid board. But I could see this easily turning against me if I get too greedy. I'm placing a gate this turn. I'll spoil that. And those are always the hardest turns because you mess it up. um, I think I'm looking to place the gate in front of your 10 health gate.
that's probably where I'd put it.
I could see somewhere else. Yeah, because it shuts down. There's some factions where you'd prefer to put your gate somewhere else and put a unit in front of their 10 health gate, but yeah, but then where does Daymar go exactly? All right, this play is the littlest bit risky, but we will survive. You know, why don't we actually just move this warrior up here? I don't. It's kind of just asking to be killed. Yeah, it's just asking to be killed. Yeah, we'll go over there. Beat you up slowly. All right, and here's where the magic happens. We're gonna need that.
Oh,
We're gonna need that 4-on-3. That's gonna be very critical here.
oh my god. Oh my god.
All right, this is gonna need to happen. All right, so that is bad. That's what we call an L.
I hope you missed this one too. Oh, darn it.
All right, If I can 5 out of 5 this gate, I will forgive the universe. Chase says blow the game on a 60%, Ben. You know what? It's fine. Ah, the last dice. No, it's fine. It's not like Prophet's been holding demand this whole time or anything. Couldn't happen. Maybe I should have just played that. It's fine. We're totally fine right now.
I have no units in my hand right now.
Seriously.
Yup.
All right.
But I'll tell you what I do have. I have 2 gates. So take that.
We'll just send this clip to Joe to get him to not nerf Cooldock.
Jesus. What do I even do here? Guess.
If I don't get demanded to the face, I'll be so happy. It was a read, guys. I read that his hand was trash. I knew.
Oh my god.
Hello.
How do I do this? You can summon you. Man, really not having a unit is just kind of really.
In general, it's not a good experience. Am I right that you held 3 out of those 5 cards last turn? Looks
Yeah.
like I can maybe I can make fun of you for that at least.
Does this okay? Sure. Can you kill me? Maybe.
Nah, 0% chance. It's a lot of gates.
Oh, you just walk up and kill me. 1, 2. Oh wait, no. What am I doing? Sure.
Oh.
This would be a lot cooler if I had like anything else except 2 gates. Oh, like a ranged unit, just any unit right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, please.
I think you might have managed to have like the one demand hand that didn't just kill me that turn.
Hold up.
All right. We're gonna...
What if Oops.
You're mad. You'd have to just kill it, and then, yep, that's two more attacks you got there.
Please.
I'm mad.
Please.
I have only myself to blame, but I'm still
No!
mad.
Oh,
And that is what we call a skill issue.
oh my god.
Oh my goodness. This game. Yep. All right, so keeping Daymar alive here is not gonna be a piece of cake. Yeah. Not a fan of what's happening right now at all. And I don't have any ways of killing you really. Um
I can't believe I rolled a 1 out of 2. That would have been so cool.
I think it's like more punishing for me to like it's almost worse for me to then force me to take like this turn of like, oh my god, how do I keep Daymar alive? And then you just finish me off anyway. Oh. Uh, Chase says make him roll the 2 out of 2 again.
Yeah, go 0 out of 2.
I mean, yeah, I just heal Daymar up to 2, like, and just believe, you know? I like hardly have any other options anyway. Like, keeping Daymar safe is just not a thing that happens right now. Because even if I like put a warrior to one side of him, like you can still just like double infect that warrior. Um, Chase, don't say that. Chase says I have a good play here. See, he's just messing with me. There's no good play. What are you talking about?
I think you just go in and try to kill Kodak.
I can't. I can't. If I can, I will eat my sock. I don't. I do not have the cards for that. He's messing with me. Well, Chase can tell me afterwards. Goodness. Um, we are just gonna send a bunch of units. I can't really drop a cultist and have that be safe. Just send a warrior up there. It'll punch the carrier.
Use his
And then
ability before healing. Wow.
that's the I feel like I'm gonna like surely I'm gonna do that one of these times, like because you
Like
get
just
so used to clicking the yes button just by playing Daymar that like
that's gonna
uh,
happen to somebody. I just feel it.
100. It's going to happen to me. I guarantee it. If I play enough games as Daymar, it will happen. Like there is no there is no question. I hate Chase right now. Uh, I was gonna send a unit to this. So I'm trying to just like send Daymar back 2 spaces and then also send a warrior up. Sorry, I'm thinking so much this turn.
No, I mean this is the turn to do it.
And then wanted to put another warrior to the side. Like he's dead to stim shrooms. I'm ignoring Chase. Chase saying like there's a good play here. I'm just like, what the heck?
Dude, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to draw a carrier, man. Please.
I can't just I can't just kill the carrier, have Daymar shoot. Like I can just make you roll the 2-on-2 again. That would be pretty funny. Um, I don't see anything. I don't see anything good about this situation. I almost want to make you do the 2-on-2 again. Uh, and then so if Daymar just goes 2 spots back, like I can just send some units to defend him, but then it's just it's just not happening. 'Cause it's he's still not defended. Um, oh, but we can all right, you know what? This is we're in we believe territory. This might be silly. This is fine. We're just gonna make you have it. No, but surely you've been holding so many cards. Surely there's like another demand in there or something. There's no way we're not just dead here. But I just don't see like any other play. I'm sorry, I'm just talking out loud. It's like dead to stim shrooms or something like.
Well, I definitely don't have another demand. You saw my 2 demands last turn.
Oh, did I? Wait, you
Yep.
played both of them last turn?
Yeah, I had to demand my carrier
Oh
just
my
to
goodness.
die into a beast to have 2 attacks for you, only to get just destroyed by the roll.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, my hand was 2 demands and 2 gates, and then 1 not a unit.
Okay, wait. I need to not do this play that I was about to do.
I hope you miss.
I just put me out of my misery, I guess.
There's a lot of action going over on that side of the board. You must be mad if you think I'm going over there.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, I did that to keep a cultist in hand. It's fine. Well, you're just gonna miss this 2-on-2. And then always
God.
goes. Have I missed one this game? All right. Not gonna press the button this time. Maybe next time. We are simply going to one-shot the beast.
I can't even land 2 swords. That's mad.
With all right.
Oh my god. That's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, some might even say it's cool, Doc.
Oh my god.
All right, and then we pray that we live this turn, and then we're in a decent spot. Yeah, that's about where we are.
Oh.
That's funny that I just like didn't even realize that you used both demands that turn.
Yeah, that was how inconsequential my turn was because I demanded without even using it. And I was thinking about it, I was like, is it worth it? I was like, well, that's game ending, so probably, but
Yeah, I think I mean, and making me have to dance on eggshells to keep Daymar alive, which I just ultimately determined was impossible. I'm sure. Yeah, Chase, if you got a better play, now's the time to spit it out. I don't know. I don't see anything.
I don't think I can do this. Oh my god. Hmm. Casual, right? Oh, that doesn't look good for my next roll.
Superstition.
Please. Oh,
And you
thank
get
God.
it. And so
Oh,
the grueling end game is avoided.
yeah. I only had two carriers. In the entire game, I drew one in addition to my starting one. So, but the problem was I had two Spore release my first hand, and a Beast and a Shaman, and I think I discarded one card because I think you were asking me like, why'd you keep your hand?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had Stim Shrooms, two Spores, a Beast, and a Shaman, and I am very against discarding Spores. I just think it's such a great econ card.
Yeah.
Stim Shrooms, I discarded, and then I think that got me up to three or four. That got me up to four magic, which lets me play both the Beast and the Shaman. I felt like my board was gonna get wiped turn one just in that position.
Yeah.
And so I like to have at least one or two commons to play. Uh, Discarding the Beast is dangerous for Kildock if because that's well no you normally discard Beast, but if you're like struggling to maintain the board or you don't have a gate, sometimes I like to just keep a Beast around if I can afford it so that the next turn I can start the chain again. um and then that's kind of how I got the second Beast. I just started hard summoning it out because I just was not drawing carriers, and without carriers you don't have Beasts, so they don't really feel as good. um and then the turn that you pushed in that I had a double demand, I had two Spores, two demands. No, sorry, I had one Spore, two demands, and two gates.
Um, the turn we double demand. Say it again. So one Spore, two
One Spore,
demands, and double
two
gates.
demands, two gates.
That's funny. And you were able to get, so you just held Spores the entire game there and got
Hmm.
him at the end. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
like, and I've seen, like, and I feel like Aaron would do something similar, like holding those cards, and you guys have played them so much more than me. Like, I assume, like, on instinct that you're right, but like, I see two Spores and I'm like, I need tempo. I'm not getting these out anytime soon. I might have discarded both of them.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it's a tough choice, and honestly, it's a these are like the events you don't want to discard. You can let go of anything else, but like demand and Spores are like your tempo and econ like powerhouses. Um,
yeah,
I I felt like if I didn't, because I wasn't drawing enough units or carriers or what have you, that I was going to eventually just hard retreat. And when you hard retreat,
I see, I
you
see.
need to have a Spore to kind of make it worth it. Otherwise, it's you just kind of lose position and you have nothing to show for it except, you know. And even in like I think this was like turn 7 or 8 where I or turn yeah, turn 8, I kind of just like forced myself back and threw a mage and shaman in front of my units because them dying is just me boosting my carriers. And I unless you had convert, I felt pretty safe about having two carriers there. So that ended up being the turn I needed to happen, which is you not killing my mage, but also you killing my shaman so that I could at least get one carrier to three and then have a shot at lethal for you because otherwise I
Yeah,
would not have gotten a beast.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I guess it's the so like when you hard retreat with cooldock, like you know that like okay, you're gonna set up a bunch of beasts and stuff in the back. Like what sort of is your end game there? Like I'm worried when I retreat with cooldock that like my opponent's just gonna kind of sit there and then I'm gonna set up a bunch of units and then have to move them up and then my beasts are gonna decay and I'm gonna lose. Like how do you like what sort of what's the end, what's the econ line when you retreat with cool dock in general?
Monstrosity. It
All
is. It is.
right.
That is your payout. It's
Yeah.
tough because, especially with like that errata slash nerf to the timing of when beasts get boost or like carriers get boost, they effectively lost one boost based on the timing of them getting a boost when they spawn, and so they decay much faster. When I hard retreat and the opponent decides to take a step back, that's like two turns of marching upwards. I like to think about having at least one of my beasts be in a position of one of my units that is likely going to die. So like if I think my mage or shaman is exposed to an attack, I want to make sure that my I have a beast that can take that spot, or like if they're using range, I guess it's not applicable, but I try to get them in the action. But if I can't, then I'm okay, honestly, with this deck taking inactivity damage and just farming boost. Because if you haven't discarded monstrosity and you have just a bunch of units that can't reach the enemy, I would just take the turn, the inactivity damage, farm the boost, and let them come to me. If they decide not to and ping at my gates, then at that point I've already kind of gained some sort of momentum in my economy by farming enough boost to either get a beast to 3 or 4 or get a carrier to pop, and
Yeah.
then slowly make my way to them. I might take 1 or 2 activity damage in the process, but Koldak's just one of those summoners where he doesn't need to be in combat to be relevant. So I kind of think of his health as a resource in that aspect, but your end game should be monstrosity if you are pulling, like if you're hard retreating and they're playing this keep away game from you.
That's interesting. I will definitely be keeping that in mind as I keep playing, because I think like the general line that I play with Cooldock is like I see retreat as defeat, and for me it's like set up in the midboard or bust. And I think I need to yeah, I wanna try branching out a little bit.
Yeah, Aaron's a pretty aggressive FD player, and I think it's not a bad, it's a pretty good approach. It's just really dependent on like how fast you can get that first gate. Like you saw me march up and immediately get blown up, and I mean I didn't have a
Yeah,
gate to block. I was just hoping I would draw one, but
yeah.
it that was a lot of damage. And so when you're at that level of health, you cannot stay in the mid board. You will likely just die to assassination. Um, and I think fungal doors, they don't have a lot of mobility, so they really shine on defense and not necessarily offense. But people take it to the mid board because defending the middle of the board is probably always going to be a thing, just because you're kind of half in their territory already. Um, but if you build big enough threats towards the back of your board, you can kind of incentivize them to push into you. And I think I was okay putting Kildock in front of your gate because I know that if I take some damage, maybe you would be incentivized to come at and finish the job. But remember, we also talked about how Crimson Order doesn't really have a lot of surprises outside of convert. So like I can kind of estimate how much damage I would take in any position. So even at like 5 or 6 health, I could say, okay, well, you could hit me with a convert, maybe death right for like 3 damage, and I would still be okay. Um, so I felt okay using him to absorb the first couple of blows and then starting, fighting backwards essentially.
That's yeah, that's super interesting. That's just in your head from the get-go is all right, I'm gonna take half my health right here and this is gonna be fine.
Yeah,
And
I
and
mean,
it was fine.
uh, yeah,
Cra
fun.
crazy stuff. Can I interest you in another one or you gotta get going?
Yeah, I can play another one. You want to play? Let's see. Let's play something more aggressive, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and Chase had commented a play in chat. Chase, does the play you commented, does it still die to stim shrooms? Um, if not, I'll take a look at it. But if it does, you suck. Oh, Ben says reactive play. No, it doesn't. Okay, sorry. We need to look at Chase's play real quick. All right.
Okay.
So the warrior under the gate on c5. You mean c4 over here? All right. So Damer goes back 2 spaces. Um, left of gate d3. Where's under the and left of gate of d3. Yeah. Baron back 2, warrior over 2, warrior up and front. It's not better. Okay, don't I die to stim shrooms though? Doesn't the beast uh, um is this the play? Is this the play, Chase? Like so I end up wrong movement. What's the movement? What's the movement? Um Baron goes back 2. Top warrior over 2. Oh, I see. I see. Yes. Okay. No, that is better because I was worried about if a warrior gets attacked from 2 sides, it'll like it'll still get infected, but that warrior's not going to get infected. You're right. All right, Chase did have the line.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying
uh,
now. I
I, sh-
wasn't in your stream, but yeah, I see it.
I shouldn't have just deleted it, but yeah, just to have two warriors in front of Daymar, where Daymar moved back 2 spaces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would have that would have saved you. But I honestly wasn't truly going for assassination. I had the man, so I had to play it. I probably would have just retreated, but yeah, that's probably a safer play.
Yeah, and I mean, I was hoping with with forcing you back, I'm at least like I feel better about going to the econ. Like I feel like it's gonna be close at least. So if I could have found a way to keep Daymar safe there, I probably would have.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, something quicker. So not another one of this match. I take it.
Uh. Yeah. I don't want to play.
Do maybe I'll just take Phoenix Elves. You do something aggressive, or I could play something aggressive too, like Wayfarers or. See you, Chase. Thanks for coming in. Wish me better luck in round 2.
Would you say Mountain Vargath is an aggressive deck?
I really can't say at this point. um, yeah, I really don't know because it seems like they'll run back and forth. Jexic says Obsidian Dwarves. My hunch would be no. My hunch would be no, but again,
Hmm.
like six games with them. Um, I am curious to see how you pilot them. But I'm also a little bit scared. So those are two competing emotions.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll do it.
Um, do you want to go against Phoenix Elves or
Yeah,
I think
sure.
they
Why
go
not?
too long? All right, let's do it. I don't know, I've been feeling more excited about Phoenix Elves recently. I don't really know why. It's just,
I've always really liked them. I felt like they're such a cool faction that has like a very unique, strong theme going on.
yeah,
And I felt like the changes were like really, really good for them. I feel
me
comfortable taking
too.
them
Yeah.
into any kind of matchup. So
I feel like somehow the change just like it makes me want to play them a ton. And like not from like an intellectual level, I'm like, oh, like now this is gonna be somewhat like it just they just feel better. They just feel a lot easier to play.
right, yeah. Hmm. Can I do nothing here? Uh,
Like, yeah. Turtling with Drake is like my sort of play style, and now it feels like much more of an option.
that's really good.
I'll mute myself not to distract him. I don't know what the game plan's gonna be here. Do we? I think we just sort of turtle try to stay in the late game. I feel like they're gonna try to compete for the end game. We'll see. Pick that gate spot a lot. Jack 6 is agreeing with your gate spot here.
Oh yeah, that's like my go-to. I've been experimenting with other kind of placements, and I feel like this is probably the best, to be honest. But
Interesting.
I just want to make ramming advance work better, but I can't really figure it out yet.
It seems so hard to make work. And again, I've barely played them, but like, yeah, I guess you need the backwards gates, but then like that gate's like less good for like anything other than ramming advance, I guess it feels. Um, oh no. I think Jaxic was saying actually the first one that you took back on the
Oh,
all the way to the side. Um,
oh, the one on A3.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one I've thought about it. I like it too. That's kind of like my first instinct, but um I don't know. I like staggering my gates just because I like the brute combos you can pull off.
Yeah. Hmm. This is interesting. I almost feel like I want to like wait a turn and let you burn some resources coming over to me. Probably not the best plan though. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we can just chill a little bit. I don't. So I'm doing retribution. I don't actually think I want to send this guard all the way here because like maybe brute it like out of range of retribution. I guess you could still do that actually from here. So maybe. Well, no. If I go here, you can't. Um. Either way, this is sort of just a. I see Spirit of the Phoenix and Divine Red, and I play them.
Oh my god, this is gonna hurt.
For Spirit of the Phoenix Divine Ret turn, it looks pretty tame. I mean, I guess it's your turn. That'll do more of the damage.
I hope you miss.
Yeah, that killing the slinger or not. All right, we take that. That one we didn't even need, but this one we need. Let's get it. And every time. All right, play that and discard. Yeah, let's go. Coolly talking about first edition Drake. Yeah, I did not play, but that sounds a little crazy. Heard first edition Eater was crazy too. Oh, yeah, the collar was in hand. So if we had moved our guard one space up, could have been pushed out of range of the Divine Ret. So I'm glad that we didn't. Um, but now that's out of the range of the Divine Ret. Well, we've picked our poison, I guess. Because if Maul was one space to the right, then the guard could be pushed to the left. Maybe this is worse because now you like actually get to take that front spot, which I kind of hate, but that's fine.
This smart. Who cares?
that that's what I want to hear. And the brute's going for the gate. Oh my goodness. Mount Vargas can really smash up the gates, can't they?
I just realized you could have an Ember Beast. That would really,
I
that would be
I
painful.
it seemed like you were forgetting about that. Not that and I do have it. It was that's see that's the fun of live games is get the satisfaction sometimes. How do I get in here though? Do. I guess we just go for it. All right, this is a little bit weird, but I don't know. I think a Phoenix Elves is pretty aggressive. I feel like I've been playing everyone kind of aggressive these days.
That's good. I feel like it's even. That's painful.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about. Maybe if we have a few minutes after this, but we could chat about our the league matchups we did as well.
Oh yeah, those were fun.
I was curious to ask you because that and I'm thinking about that with like whether or not to be aggressive. And because those I think with both factions in those matchups you played a lot more passively than I did. And I'm just curious to look at that. Do arch. Yeah. What do I discard? I think we need to discard kind of heavy. I kind of hate it. All right, we take that.
It's just worth it.
It's such a good event.
Oh, I love it.
I love it too.
I wish I had more units though, but love it.
You know, same with that one. So much you can do with it. Ah. And now what do I do? Oh, this is ridiculous.
Keep on coming.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Ugh, what are you doing to me here? I don't want to keep it coming.
Oh, that would have been cooler if I had a third unit, but
Yeah. Like, so I can just sit back and be a loser, or I can keep it coming and like just believe in Maldaria here. That seems pretty stupid. Um
seems pretty instinct.
Jexic says Smash Gate. I do like the sound of Smash Gate. So the other thought is like I can just send Maldaria to the side and just like and sort of defend myself with like a unit in front of Maldaria and a unit in front of your 10 health gate. So like Moldaria won't die, but I'm just like giving you a whole bunch of units to smash. It just feels like that must be wrong. Smash the gate. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this 10 health gate's coming down either. I don't know if I want to play for that. Um all right, I'll just we can play this long game. We can just chill. You can shoot at some Ember mages or something. That's fine. Oh, what does my deck look like? Okay, interesting.
Massive.
I need to save these dice for later. And then I guess brutes kind of counter the mages, and Maldaria's ability could definitely let me be more comfortable running forward, but I just can't throw so many units at you in good faith here.
Hmm.
And Drake turn coming soon. Drake, I might hold on to Drake for the long game, just in case I need it. Might be comfortable with that. I think Prophet has successfully killed my pressure enough this game that I'm a little bit afraid. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I like you committing units into my meat grinder. This is good. I don't know if I can actually punish it, which is bad. Oh, I can totally punish it with this guy. Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know. Let's just like kill your stuff. That brute is gonna like take 3 turns to get anywhere relevant. It's fine. Um, yeah, this is going great. Um, again, like putting myself in a situation where when this 4-on-3 misses, I'm very sad.
I hope it does.
It's you've got a basis for
No.
that hope. Not this time.
Darn.
I guess we'll keep the pressure on this gate a little bit. All right, and what do we go to here? Maybe that's fine. Trying to slow it down, just play your game. Like you retreating like that with Soon to Bed, it's just like crap. That made it feel really tough for me. 'Cause, like I don't feel like I can push after you do that. Like I just feel like
Right.
you would win. So you got your wish, Agrada. It's not going to be anytime soon, but I do kind of like the plan of holding Drake, just because there's a lot of units that I wouldn't mind discarding. I don't mind discarding these guards. I don't mind discarding one of these gates. Um, so I don't know. Um, that ram does not feel good. Probably had a martial forces in there or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, we'd be holding it for a sort of late game. Just hoping to pull it off towards the end. Or like just so we know that if we take it to the late game, we're not screwed.
Feel like I don't have a lot of good options. Hmm.
That is what I like to hear.
Sure.
Yep, yep. Brute's having slow, I tell you. Like it hurts.
Yeah,
It
it's
really hurts.
painful. Hmm.
They are in fact real slow. Ooh. All right, let's get in there. Unless I don't want to get in there. Nah, let's get in there. Well, wait, that would be bad. Ugh.
Yeah, Maldaria really stops brutes from doing any of their shenanigans. It's kind of strong.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like she could have a similar effect on high elves. I haven't really played the match, but like,
Oh yeah, high elves they kind of struggle with Maldaria because Peace just melts to Ember Archer, and
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't force units out of the way. It's kind of crazy.
yeah,
They
yeah.
do pretty well.
Okay. Yeah. Keeping the pressure up here, getting use out of Mao. And good stuff. Let's see if we can keep it up. Vanessa stays alive as long as possible here. Making it real hard for me to occupy each and every one of those gates, though. I did, but boy, did it take a lot of resources. Varn can get some dice on Maul or something. Just kidding.
Oh wow!
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Wow!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm in pain.
All right, just gonna keep it coming. Maybe I don't want that over there. I don't really care if you put units. So I'm gonna call that archer back, but maybe I'll just call it to the right side. Maybe that's fine. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I guess there's justice or something. Not a fan of justice, but oh, and Moldaria didn't attack, so I can't summon that archer. Well, a good thing we didn't move that mage like the original plan. Um, huh. I think we do this. All right.
Varn, if you miss again, we're done. There's no more friendship. Oh, don't want to do that.
Come on, Varn.
No.
Your threat got to him. Push. How have you been feeling about the Slagborn fighter? Do you feel like you're getting use out of him a lot, or not really?
He's won like maybe one game, but it's weird because like I feel like I like playing brute slingers more than I play like fighters,
Yeah.
callers. But they're nice like 3/3 for when I need it, like right now. But
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I'm not loving my options here.
good.
Uh, it's funny jumping from like Daemar to Maldaria because like their ability being slightly different kind of throws me off.
They play similar though. I think there was like a player who like only played Phoenix Elves. I think DQI. I remember
Yeah.
like climbed the Phoenix Elves ladder, and that person started playing a lot of CO, and I was like, they kind of are similar, right? Like you have a summoner that likes to hit all the time, and then you always cover every turn.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good. I guess like yeah, and then you probably end up like having similar mechanisms against them, like with where like you try to limit how much value Maldaria has. I guess you probably do the same thing against Daemar.
Yeah.
Have to see. Um, how are we getting in this turn? Well, we'll get in with something. I think I have to believe a little bit. Maybe we just we burn Varn
Oh no.
and then we hit the 3-on-3. And then we hit the 3-on-3. It's a little rough. It would be so good if we could get it.
Let there be justice.
Seraph is a little bit different because you only get it with the renewed hopes. No justice. No justice. Yes.
Why?
uh,
Wow.
Strength prevails.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you gotta take the risks. You gotta let them pay off. Uh, I'm suddenly in such a good mood.
Yeah.
And do you like? Yeah, it's tough with Varn dead. I'm feeling almost safe with Maldaria. Maybe I shouldn't be. Like a form up would kill me or something. Hmm. I wonder how foolish I am to feel safe. All right, well, I'm gonna feel safe, and we'll see if we get punished for it. Divine decks. Yeah, I guess they are both divine decks. Divine decks are
I'm just
yeah.
I don't know what to do here.
That
I did not expect you to just do like that much damage. Oh,
it
let
would
there
have
be.
been real bad for me if I had missed that 57% chance. Um,
Oh, that's awkward. Whatever.
you found a way to get some dice in here. Uh, I could have played Flare that last turn and decided not to, and this turn does in fact make me wish I had played Flare. Oh, interesting. You don't attack with Sunderved. Oh, you push into Sunderved and then kill me? Don't do it! Ah, it's a trash game. I hate Summoner Wars. Oh my god. Well, I clearly just should have played Flare. I am unwise to the tricks of the goats.
Oh man, I didn't even think about it. I was like, maybe I'll just poke at you with this fighter and then this slinger. But I was like, wait, no, I could just kill your, I could just kill your
I
guard.
I didn't even see it until the very end there. I saw the slinger and the fighter and I was like, oh, the Sundervet attacks the thing, and then the slinger attacks Meldaria. Yeah,
Dude, I'm
I
telling you, Glory Caller, it's a lot better than people are making it out to be. It wins games. It's
Glory Color seems good. Yeah, yeah.
oh, that was great. You had a
Uh,
drink in your hand.
I've been holding it in case we need to like go to the late game.
Yeah.
I don't normally hold champions like when I'm at like three magic or something, but just in case. Yeah, I guess that's the justice you're asking for.
Yeah.
Crazy
Oh,
stuff. Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I know. Thanks for playing. Okay, maybe
Oh yeah.
if you just got like 3 minutes to chat about the league games we played, maybe we could go over those.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let me pull these up on stream. So wait, my main question for you is like the Eternal Council versus Swamp Orcs matchup. So like, how do you see who has the ranged advantage, who has the econ advantage, who needs to push first? Like, what's your experience with that?
Ranged advantage is Eternal Council by far. Econ advantage, probably Swamp Orcs. I mean, the way I saw it, and when I played some of the practice games with Vexer, and it felt like a very like just Cold War style showdown where you can't really misstep because or take any risk because like both summoners can just rock your world in a single
Yeah,
turn.
yeah,
Um, I felt like so in this game, a Swamp Orcs, you generally you're probably not going to be winning a lot of trades early on. Your units just don't do anything outside of like give you boost. And so like if you were to put like Sage and Scholar versus I don't know Vine Mancer and I don't know any other of my units, Swamp Works units, they pretty much just die in a 1v1, assuming like all dice were equal. So I try to stay away from you just because like it's tough for me to push in. And I think you got some early hits on me too. So I was like, if I'm not careful here, you could probably end me. Um, right
yeah,
away. My hope was that I could probably like regain the advantage by farming enough boost to just throw a lot of champions at you.
yeah,
Um, but I'll be honest, I don't play a lot of swamp orcs just because I think I spent most of my time playing high elves, and
yeah,
I felt like me retreating to like the back two rows was actually not. I kind of regretted that because I felt like I just couldn't really do much to you. I That's why I kind of like slowly worked my way around the board to kind of get to you.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
when you put that gate there, and I was like, okay, well, I'm probably not gonna win just like this because I think you could just shoot me down from across the board. So then I slowly kind of made my way inch by inch, and tried to get into a decent position to where I can hit you or hit your units with Muglug and not like instantly die.
yeah.
Um, let's see. I don't know okay, yeah, it was around this turn. Yeah, I saw that you drew your deck,
Yeah.
and I feel like every time I play against you, you like either Vanguards or Eternal Council. You just really like to draw your deck or play your whole deck.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um,
Yes.
so I felt like from here, right? I needed to be constantly away from Edia, and I think to my advantage, Internal Council doesn't really have a lot of ways where they can get an additional movement. I think only advisors can trigger it, but even then they have to hit a unit. So I kind of just started walking up here. And you really put the clock on me because you put out Katu, and I was like, dear God, how do I deal with this
Yeah.
from over there? And so yeah, I'm just sacrificing units here, just trying to push into your Katu. And yeah, I think you got some hits. I think luckily, I think a couple of units survived. That first gate right there was kind of important for me because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
well, now I can reinforce and protect my flank.
Yeah.
And my number one priority was to make sure Katu dies. If Katu dies, I stand like a decent shot.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like the climax of the game in my mind is you just like Matrix walking forward with all the odds against you here. Like I'm honestly like I look at this board state and I see Muglug just in the far back at this like turn 14 here. Um and then somehow you manage to push up and then threaten Kachu from being in the back. And that just I I was shocked that you were able to make that work.
yeah, it took a little bit of thinking. I was like, well, I for sure have to do something because if Katu gets to 5 boost, it's over. And I think, yeah, I think that mid push here was critical for me. I mean, sure, I think you got some hits off of Splack and Bog Shaman, but I'm just using them as meat shields right now to really get Lug up there and to drop a gate. Once that gate is up there, I felt like I could threaten a lot of things, which would keep
Yeah.
Ovi and Edia away from me because I think you probably wouldn't want to come up there when I could just emerge a blub into your face. So I think that was helpful. And then once I dropped this gate here, I realized there's pretty much no going back. So like I full send to
Yeah.
pretty much kill Katu. And then I think you like built another gate on top of your 10 gate like about a turn or two later.
Yeah, let's see. Um yeah, what did I did something weird. This end game was yeah,
Oh yeah,
that
there
was
you go.
interesting. Yeah. I
Yeah, when you did this, I felt like that was very helpful for me because I was like, well, now I for sure won't die to your OV. But I also can't reach you. But like it was just this weird game of like, okay, who's gonna who's gonna go first? Because I'm not gonna come to you. You come to me.
yeah, I wasn't I feel like I could play this out in my head so many ways like once we get to this point of like I was just hoping I really wanted to be able to like not have Ovi die in one turn just to have Ovi be able to take out a few units. I think I regretted it at a certain point. Like I don't think I think the reason I placed the gate if I go back is like I didn't feel like I could reinforce this corner. I considered like throwing out a sage towards Muglug, but I was like, oh, I'm just gonna die, and then it's like if my last few units die, it's kind of over. So I wanted to get value out of Ovi, and then I kind of realized it wasn't working, and so when you gave me a shot at two different units in the same turn, I was like, I think this is the best I'm gonna get, and then the rest is history. We just kind of traded out. You missing Ovi with that like crazy miss on Muglug was insane, and
I was so sad. I was like,
definitely
dude.
didn't stand a chance without that.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah, and the thing is like I knew the thing about Ovi is like, especially when you can't draw any more cards, is he diminishes in value over time just because you have to play something.
Yeah, yeah,
You're not in
yeah,
any position to attack me. So I was like, okay, if I were to do anything to give me a shot at winning this game, I must first take out the guy that is appreciating in value, so Katu, and then completely ignore Ovi because Ovi just
yeah,
gets weaker as you try to keep up the battle.
yeah,
And I'm not
yeah,
going to even look at Edia because I just don't want to deal with that much health. And
yeah.
it worked out okay. It worked out better than I thought. I did not. I honestly, it was a losing battle in my mind. I was like, man, I'm just trying to put up a good fight here, and it felt pretty hopeless pushing into Katu. But then
You
I
did it.
guess, yeah, it
And
ended up
halfway
just
through, I
being.
was like, "Crap! I think I'm behind now." As soon as they went down, yeah, that's interesting to hear that you feel like you regretted retreating so far, or like I think that might be part of like my big question is just like how to play Muglug in this matchup because you saw like my Muglug, I was like, all right, I think Edia has the advantage with like sages and stuff. And I'm so sorry it's going on for so long. I think Edia has the advantage with sages and stuff. So like I feel like I just need to get in there at any costs. Would you are you would you like find yourself somewhere in the middle there of like maybe chill in the back for Muglug a little bit and then push up? Or at the end of this, do you think, no, I want to be more aggressive with Muglug in general? Like
I mean,
What would you take away?
I probably wouldn't have been in your face. I mean, it really depends. I think Edea, you can kind of tell because her power spikes are a little predictable. Like if she's about 0 to 1 boost, you'll probably be all right.
Yeah,
But if she's at like 3 or 4, and then maybe she plays a learn, there's something crazy that's about to happen, and you can just sense that.
yeah,
I probably should have just kept to the back 2 or 3 rows, like maybe row 3 or 2. I regret being like behind my 10 gate because that like took
I see.
a whole turn just to like get to the second row. Like I probably didn't need to go that far, but I don't know. I felt like your early insight made it very scary for me, so I was like, oh well, maybe I'll
Yeah,
just retreat and see how that plays
I
out.
see.
But
But fundamentally, the retreat you don't regret, like just like
yeah,
a
I
smaller
regret
retreat.
probably putting Muglug like right there. I
Yeah,
probably would have put
yeah,
it where the witch is, or
yeah.
maybe in front of your, yeah, like what is that? B8.
Uh, yeah, like where adjacent to the gate or
Like I
something. One
either
second.
where the witch is or on the other side of Muglug,
Yeah, I
so that
see.
I'm not like spending a whole turn, and maybe I just eat whatever you throw at me. I was hiding too hard, so like that's probably something I would have maybe taken a step back and said, okay, like because like from that position, I can't even hit your gate the next turn without like help. And I know that Edea probably wouldn't be able to hop around that gate and hit me, so like um, I just felt like I probably could have taken a little bit more risk.
Yeah,
Um, and it's crazy how close the end game was because I was like, man, had I just maybe landed 1 or 2 more, had 1 or 2 more cards, this could have been my game. And so
yeah,
I think about those moments a lot when I'm like starting out again. Like, hey, this one damage could really matter.
yeah, yeah. Well, these two games were insane. They, I felt like they were just so intense the entire time. And you doing the getting the push forward and killing Katu was amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a struggle.
Yeah. I think actually this gate here on turn 6 in front of Edia, I ended up regretting this. I feel like I would have rather placed this gate in the same column as your 10 health gate.
Mhm.
Just so you can't threaten using it as cover.
Yeah,
But
that's exactly what I think I pushed up on that side
yeah,
actually
thankfully
towards the end.
you killed it for me at some point, which I was like honestly grateful for. I think this turn, like Splack, no, you killed it with both attacks. I was like, oh, thank goodness, because otherwise it's just in my way. Yeah, crazy games though.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, and the live games, live games are a different sort of fun. The sort of fun that doesn't keep me up at night, I guess.
I play a lot differently when I play casually, just when there's like nothing to really worry about. Because I really just want to see cool stuff happen. Like I mean,
Yeah,
sure I might die, but like I just want to see it happen. I wish I wish I had better hands in Fungal Doors so that I wasn't just like retreating the whole time. But that ended up being a fun game anyway. So
yeah. No, I'd definitely be curious to see more. I'd love to try more of that matchup sometime against you. I'm curious if I could get the fungal dwarfs to work.
yeah,
And yeah, like live games, it feels like uh I'll just be I don't know, like you're just chilling. Like it's if your opponent wins, I don't know, like when I was playing more in person, it was just like, yeah, well, I do this play and I can almost like have that thought of if they win, it doesn't really matter. Like that was fun anyway. While doing
yeah,
all of the league games, it's like, oh God.
yeah.
I'm
That's
so
like
sorry.
a Sudoku puzzle every day. It's a different beast. I feel like live games they're more casual, fun. I anticipate that when Steam or whenever the developers launch on Steam and they work on the live mode, it'll be similar to this, which I enjoy because the good players will still probably come out on top just because you've conditioned yourself to make quicker plays or strategic plays quicker. Um, but it also is just I don't know. It's more exciting in my opinion than trying to like min max your turn, and then feeling like it's just this puzzle that you could always be optimizing.
Yeah.
Uh, but we ended up playing pretty quickly. I felt like both games were like maybe 15 minutes for each side. It was really fast.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and some of my plays there certainly could have been better, but like that was fun. I mean, they felt like they felt like good games. Like it, I don't know. Like certain things. I wonder how different it would have been had it been an ASIC game. Like, would the dynamics have totally changed? Would one of us have been like, no, no way am I pushing here. I'm pulling back instead or something. Maybe.
Yeah, I felt like
But
both games you were riding your momentum. Like you were just landing all your dice, killing me, you're pushing in the territory, and then it just out of nowhere I come out with like a counterattack that just happens to be either close to lethal or lethal.
yeah, yeah.
Um but yeah, no, I that's exciting. I'm glad we played exciting games. No one wants to watch, a grind fest.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, thanks so much for coming on. I'd love to play some more at some point.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'll catch you later.
Yeah. All right. See you, man.
All right, bye. And yeah, I think that'll and talking about that too, like it does feel like maybe the future of this game for me looks a little bit more like playing live games. I'm not sure. I need to feel it, and I like the tournaments, and I like just being able to take the async games like whenever you want. I could definitely see a world where, uh, hopefully Steam release is successful and you can play live games more frequently. That I end up just not doing the league anymore, and not signing up for tournaments and just only playing live games. And the live games we've been doing on stream have been a ton of fun. Uh, But yeah. I think with that, I will just go ahead and call the stream. I think tomorrow, if all goes well, I'll be doing a similar thing against Vexer. Yeah, that should be happening. So more games against Vexer. Maybe Ben will eke out a W against these giants at some point. If I had played the flare, if I had played the flare that one turn, like it's it's a fair thing to doubt. It's a fair thing to doubt. I think, I mean, part of it, I don't know, like these newer factions, you got to get accustomed to like how to what sort of tricks they have. And so like up against if we're up against a faction that I probably know pretty well, I can probably like pretty quickly assess like how much danger I could be in. I don't know, like the same thing like with the where the cloaks win rate kind of seemed insane when they first came out because no one really knew how to play around out of shadows. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.